What's going on, guys? Today I'm at the shop. It's a rainy day, rainy Sunday. Didn't really have much to do, so I decided to come to the shop and work on the Z a little bit. It's been about a week since I last touched it. Last video that you guys saw, I was showing you the car, showing you guys the dent, and pretty much pulling the dent. Today I'm gonna go ahead and weld up the pinholes I made from pulling, and then start mudding it up and cutting it and making it a nice quarter again. Unfortunately, I totally forgot to film me welding it. I do have my welder right there. Where is it? Right there. I did already weld up the pinholes from pulling it, and then I actually mudded it up for the first little skim coat right now. I'll show you guys what I did. Little skim coat of this this Sprint stuff. This stuff is awesome. We use this stuff at work all the time. Basically it's called S21 metal putty. It's on the cheaper side of stuff, but it works amazing. This stuff gets so hard that you can drill and tap it. If you let this stuff dry too long, you have to cut it with like 36 grit. That's how crazy this stuff is. But I ended up pulling the quarter some more, welded up all the holes that I made, and just threw on this thin coat of this metal putty. So I'm gonna let it flash off, dry up, harden up, and then I'm gonna cut it. Hopefully I have something that can cut this shit, because this stuff gets super rock hard. But while that hardens up, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my shop because it is a fucking mess. So a little update on the Z. I cut the metal filler with 80, got it down pretty nice and smooth. Now this is just like a fine body filler. Just one coat, skim coat. I'm using that stuff right there. It's pretty good. Obviously some hardener, some good quality hardener in there. But quarter's looking pretty damn good. There's a little dinger down there that I just quickly went over, so that should be all set. This car did have body work already, so that kind of sucks. I don't like working over people's filler, but the whole arch had a little bit of glazing putty on it. I'm guessing because somebody rolled the fenders at one point and they baconed the hell out of them. So I'm just kind of gonna go over it, smooth it out, make it nice and flat. I'm gonna let this dry up, clean up the shop a bit more. I already started over there, and cut this down with 180, and then see if I need any more, and if not, we'll throw some glaze on it. I am ready for glaze. As you can see, not a lot of filler. It was a bit lower right here, but now it's good. It feels nice. Little tip and trick for you guys without real proper bodywork tools and to get perfect body lines is using tape and a pencil. The guy at work I work with taught me this, and it works really well. You can kind of, if you're good at what you do, you don't really need to do this, but this is like a nice little cheat, so your body work looks decent. So you just look, little carpentry pencil, a regular pencil works. So right here I have the original body line, and then right here I also have the original body line. It's very faint, and then it starts getting a bit sharper through here. So basically what you want to do is I use two hands. They have a tool for this, a specific tool. I just don't have it, so I just use my hands. Still works. Pretty much you want to use two hands, and you just start at the body line that you already have. Keep it nice and steady while you're like following the arch of the wheel well. You're gonna get a perfect arch every single time. The tool definitely, it's a bit easier. You don't have to go so slow and be as cautious, but two hands, and you just basically draw your arch. Although you can kind of see the pencil mark still. That works awesome. And then what you want to do is run tape. I had some 2-inch tape that works fine. Something that sticks well and will not really tear up. Started tearing up a little bit right there, but basically, and then after that, to get your nice body line, you're gonna sand in the next pattern to that line, and then after you're done with that, you're basically gonna want to take your tape and follow this line. So the tape is on this side of the quarter now. You follow this line, and then you peel this tape off, and then you X out this arch right here to that tape. So you're gonna have a perfect arch, nice and smooth. These actually come with kind of like two body lines in here. It has a faint body line that goes through here. The only thing with that is, first off, that's gonna be kind of difficult to do, but also these quarters are really rolled and pulled. So that body line was pretty much non-existent. It started a bit right here, and then it just kind of flattened out because of these quarters. They're very rolled because it's got some big old wheels on it. So I'm not going to worry too much about that body line. The other side's pretty much the same way. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do now, run a piece of tape along this line now, take the tape off, X out this part right here, you know, sand it. I'm using an 80 grit right now, you know, just to cut it. And after I X that out, I'm going to apply some glazing putty over the whole thing. I got this dent figured out right here too. So I'm going to glaze pretty much the whole thing, whole quarter. Doesn't really need it. I'm just going to sand pretty much all of it off, as you can see. You know, I'm sanding a lot of product off, so this quarter does not have much on it. Opposed to as when I just got it, it had like a straight up 5 inches of body filler. But take the tape off, X out this, and throw some glaze on it. All right, so just cut the first coat of glaze. Looking really good. Feels really nice. No dance, no more dance. So basically what's left to do now is I think I might just go around and just fill in some pinholes, because, you know, you get pinholes with products with hardener and stuff like that. So there's some pinholes right there. A couple of big ones right there. A couple here and there. So I'm going to go ahead, mix up a little bit more, and probably just do a real light skim coat over everything just to kind of fill in all the pinholes, so I don't have to take like 20 minutes and try and find all of them and fill them all. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and probably DA up this quarter with like 320 around it, and see if I have some primer I can shoot on this fucking thing. What's going on? Next day, doing a little bit of priming today. Picked up some primer, the good shit epoxy primer, direct to metal. So show you guys what I got going on, and then we'll start priming. Has some damage right at the bottom. I didn't go crazy. The epoxy primer will kind of fill it in decently. Just kind of trying to clean it up just a little bit. We got the car masked up. I'm going to try and stay away from the hard edges, but if anything, I can always just sand it out. Not a big deal. I'm going to do 2 fat coats on everything, and hopefully this week we'll be painting it. And for the painting process, I'll definitely get my my tripod, set it up, show you guys how it comes out in a shop. Let's get to work.